Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, winter, Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, winter, Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics.
What up, what up? How's everybody doing this morning? This is Between the Lines. Yeah, we've had a show called Outside the Lines, so this is the opposite. Um, Market's pretty confused out there, gotta say. And the sentiments that are coming out of it look fucking actually crazy for where we are, or where we want to be in the cycle if we want to see it end. So I thought it was an appropriate title for the confusion that's out there with some of the big institutions looking like retards and retards looking more retarded than usual. How's everybody doing? Seeing some good stuff inside the channel. Definitely digging it. Okay, we look at Tron. You can pull that guy up. So Tron is the next guy that has like stable issues, right? Can we look at RTX? See what's up. What up, censored user? Shout out, appreciate you. Hey man, you see people definitely fucking trolling me with troll party. It's expected. Just definitely make sure you don't point them my way. Keep those guys out of our circle. We're just moving forward from that shit. So, but I appreciate you. Let's see. How many people got here? 111. Not bad to open the show. So have you guys been doing good? Has the Intel been keeping you safe? Do you like the set? Trust me and Vale go through a fucking hell on earth to get these sets ready every morning. Came across you again after dropping off my radar in 2019. Now, how exactly do I drop off your radar? I'm like 400 shows deep. I've literally been the most consistent thing on TV. So as you might guess, bit of a dark theme, a lot of lines to read between, lots of confusion. So we're gonna go there. You went on a hiatus. Okay, so you fell off my radar. That's proper context. Can we look at USDT? Not the dominance, just the USDT. It recently started going down. Sure, I guess so. Well, USDT in terms of what? USDT USD or the market cap? Oh, I got you. Okay. This is what I see. This? Am I looking at the right thing? This, right? Yeah, I think I really pulled this up before. It looks a little crazy. Don't know. I don't know what to make of that. Never really pulled it up, so I can't tell you bullshit. So it looks like a pullback in the market cap of USDT, and if that's the total amount of money in the system, then it's definitely looking like it's going the other way for the first time in a long while. But I don't know enough about this to tell you, but I think that's what it's saying. Interesting. What up, Karosh? Double Dicky Do for the win. Doesn't that just sound better and better every time you say it and you use it and you know why that it works, but no one else gets it? It's the best. More specifically, the DJI from 1987 to 1990 versus today. You want to look at Black Monday versus today? Is that what you're talking about? Or the recovery? See the line. Let me pull this up real quick. Oh, you cheat a lot, man. We always like to see this. Jane Kramer chiming in on oil not going down, and now looking at Bitcoin going down and deciding to highlight that. Definitely worth looking at Bitcoin where he's at today. Market looks extremely anemic in its ability to pump. That's for damn sure. Powell speaks in 15 minutes while I'm fucking live. That sucks. Yeah, I do remember that. Friday Powell. So anything Powell say can do some crazy shit right now. Shout out to Jose. Appreciate you, Lapdogi. Um, I guess while we go through this, we'll probably have to wait till he starts talking because he could change all of my macro shit that I'm gonna talk about. We're gonna look at that COVID fractal I showed you and show you where we are, and it was like that triple gap thing because we got a third gap. And so, if anything, just even on a technical basis, you kind of would expect some level of exhaustion, to allow a bounce there. And if we get it, maybe a breather in Bitcoin that kind of coincides with the sentiment we're getting out of Kramer. So we'll take a look at a couple of those things. Shout out, peace outside. What up, Seeker? Good to see you. The only Forex trader in the whole show. Power recording mixtapes. Like, seriously, that guy never gets off the mic, bro. Jesus Christ. Guy's got so much to say and all of it's garbage, It's like, what the fuck? So I'm back on like a lot of war stories, and these things are hugely important. So I see that a few newer people. Why the fuck am I signed out of this shit? God damn it. 1 second. Have recognized that you can pretty much teach yourself to trade and fix a lot of your execution problems by just using Reddit. Unreal. 1 sec. Reddit. Where are you? Okay, there we go. So I probably back a lot of war stories now. Shit, it's been days. Wow, I didn't want to catch them on this show. I like that. What the fuck happened? So I'm gonna catch up on some of these, and then we'll get. That's the wrong button. New Era asked, what can be done if a country goes broke? What's the best possible investment, and will stuff get cheaper? Because there won't be any cash available. I'm not sure, do you mean in the country that goes broke? But generally, the country goes broke, you don't want to invest in shit in there. You usually have your currency going off a bridge, and, inflation rate's too high to, like, preserve, like, anything in your asset. You look at countries like, Lebanon or Turkey or Argentina, where the currency is going off a cliff, and they have capital controls on money. You don't want to invest in anything in those places. It's just don't invest there. There's some shit that you just don't touch, right? It's best to breed elsewhere. Getting your money out of those countries is your best case scenario, but investing in a country that like defaults on its debt and stuff like that is generally not your best move at all. It's not as if they default on debt and recover like amazingly strong. You see any countries that have done it, they're literally in a shithole for fucking ever more. Ali said, is property investment still low risk, good investment? I mean, risks are changing in the world, so that's one of the things. Like, I know somebody asked a question about that TNX bull flag, and what it denotes is that like risk in the United States, systemic risk is rising, all things being equal. So bonds are sold to demand higher yields to account for the increased forward risk. That's what you see when you see that. So that's true of every asset in the United States. So the stock market is inherently more risky right now, and you demand greater returns. Hence, prices get discounted to a place where like possible forward returns make sense. Um, it's a broad question. Is real estate low risk because where you're going to get it matters. Even within the United States, right? Not all states and not all locations are equal. When you want to generate maximum alpha, in expansion. So that's a very broad question that requires tons more context to answer. Is there places where it's a better idea to invest in real estate than others? That's a general statement, but obviously, and where can you have the capabilities to do it matters. So real estate in all countries isn't a great idea right now. That's for sure. Argentina shout out for defaulting on its debt. That also requires context. Let's see. All right, so it's 8:36. I want to do some more stories and catch up to where I can, and then I get to some macro things to take a look at where shit is this morning. This could go away. All right, where did I leave off? I left off a while ago. So this was 5 days ago. It's a very good looking shockwave. Reminds me of the shockwave in the gold fractal for BTC. Oh, it is. It's the it's the fractal of it for ETH. See, recognize patterns. There's not much to say. The content Kaz and Vicky are putting out speaks for itself. This is Huckleberry. Good name. Times are really crazy right now, but Kaz is keeping us safe and is guiding us through the cycle of TA and reading emotions nobody has ever seen before. All your work is really good. Describes as the art of markets as always. All your work is really as always. Thanks for everything. Was able to hedge my NFT portfolio a few weeks ago. I shorted some crypto over the weekend. In this example, I took a bear flag that was building outside of the shockwave purple. Took around 15 Rs in this one. Last take profit was at the old all-time high. Awesome. Oh wow, he took it right down to 1400. Very nice. Yep. That's a good play. That's the one you did. So good stuff. Thanks for posting that. See, and these guys show you like the structure they played. You watch the shows. You put these back and you get the context of like the timing of this, and you kind of see how you would make a plan from what you have for Intel, right? The show doesn't tell you to take a trade because taking a trade requires you defining risk in a specific time frame. So you take it, Intel, it increases your market IQ, and you make a plan around that. These guys are showing you like the what you convert the show into, and like basic logics of how to participate in an acceleration out of a shockwave. So that's really cool. Using Bitcoin to identify alt targets. Toast Malone, love it. What's this? Okay. How did you do this? Oh, okay. I'm like, what the fuck? Solana Perpetual Futures. That's a pretty nice short. What did you write down here? I don't know how to get the rest of this message. What did you write? It says, was in eco back in 2018, took a step back. Oh, there it is. And went off to college, got bounced from the Discord at some point, but was able to stay alive through the info in streams. Well, yeah, we just bounce people for inactivity and stuff. Use Bitcoin as a barometer to identify targets. This is such a crazy way you put the comments. Market de-risking, so look for bearish setup. Double bag this one with 3 and 4 hour play. Much love. Cool. God damn it. Just write it in the damn text. That was hard as fuck. I didn't know where the hell that was. All right. Very nice. Crossman, what's a bear market? See, that's the right attitude, right? I don't have much to say on this one. I guess it's pretty self-explanatory. We're killing it out here. Your guidance with the shows through the dead zone helped me greatly. For the 23-hour play, I used your Twitter post with Lucky 13 for a 79-hour play. Wow. Good lord. What the fuck? Are you trading on fucking like seconds charts and fucking ETH? Please don't do that if that's how you define this shit. I don't know what res that is, but it looks dangerous. Anyways, good job. Thank you, Cash, for everything you taught us and everything you do. I have a bigger war story coming. But seriously, the 24-hour market, none of you go below anywhere near a minute chart on a 24-hour market. It's just, you're going to get chopped. If you pull that off, good stuff. But that has to be some ridiculous-ass time frame, Crossman. But good stuff, man. That's a huge one. Let's see. Dr. Doom closed USDT ETH war story. Oh, wait. Clone USDT ETH war story. Got it. This went to like the word processor, huh? Coming into the last few months, I had moved off my ETH from Celsius and Lido following Kaz's warning on multiple shows regarding the risk of those platforms. One of my NFT obsessed mates had mentioned clones. After hearing Kaz's explanation of the artifact ecosystem on both Twitch, Twitter Spaces, I decided to enter. Fast forward to June 10th, I'd been paying attention to all the salt on Nomics Twitter, with Goblin Town being ripped down and emotional clones being triggered without actually understanding who they were speaking to. Made my plan over that 24 hours and 30 minutes left of the profitable bid someone had made on my clone. I accepted. Then once USDT ETH hit my trigger, I moved into Tether. Managed to get 2 rarer clones than I started with, and overall bagged a 6.5R on USDT ETH in between. Listening to the shows and participating in Discord seems to be when I'm able to get into trades with better timing and results, and this was no exception. Thinking of the literal polar opposite result of this trade, I could have lost my Celsius Lido accounts and been down more than a house deposit in the process. The ecosystem led by Kaz and Vicky have paved the safest path through the 6 month/year of craziness, and it's no surprise to see the eco killing it in these times. Must see TV. You are most welcome, man. Let's see what. How'd you do this? All right, this is good. Emotions still running high. Market still susceptible to de-risk. It's not over yet. Peeps stay frosty. You pay attention. I like that. Troll Party, Friday Show, Attack of the Clones, Twitter edition. So that's the sentiment, right? That's the heavy emotion that happened in the summer of 2018. And it was like, anything that was doing better than like ETH or any of the big caps that people were shitting on. And it was the same shit, right? Attacking people. And that always only happens when everybody's on the same side losing. And then it's just fucking liquidation. So killer fucking rotation to play that out and then pick up some discounted clones, man. Big shit. Oh, did you give up? Solo sad clone here. You gave this one, so you got these two. Well, awesome. That's a badass play. Well documented too. I like that. PQ, 99 reasons. With elevated volatility, easy to regress into the minutia of life trials and tribulations, and you'll realize everyone has 99 reasons why they can't do this. Very true. That or the other. At the end of the day, it all sounds the same. You'll make time for what's important to you, and there's no better place to unplug from the matrix and get your market analysis than Winternomics ecosystem. I second that, sir. 18 R's, 20 R's. What is this? Mosaic, natural gas guy, 20 R's, ETH, 18 R's and 3 R's, nice. 9 R's on ARC, yep. Kathy's big old dick, good stuff, man. Let me see the time, I got 8:43. Okay, I'll do a couple more and then I'll switch over. Wow, I'm not close. Fuck. Oh, there's Eclipse. Damn, there's a lot though. Alright, I'll do like 1 or 2 more. I see something crazy up here. This is pretty good, huh? You guys see how useful this could be, right? What a play he shows you, right? To not just hedge the drop for ETH assets, he sold his asset and then picked it back up at a discount and picked up the differential and the drop in ETH to basically completely double down his alpha. It's really sick. Very, very nimble, sir. 3FG8 says, I have no clue what any of this is. So when the stream's over, I got homework to do. So ask me a question. What is? I'm an idiot in a mask. These are people who fucking watch an idiot in a mask for God knows what reason. And we're talking about other idiots in other masks that are making money watching another idiot. That should basically sum up everything. We're all idiots. Don't worry about me spitting bars over here. Are you dropping rhymes? Tip has never responded. I don't know if he's got the fucking, he should be graced with any more of your lyrical talent until he responds. It's an idiot Ponzi. We talk any market. If you just watch that last guy's war story, that he's trading ETH and he's trading AR, which is a natural gas stock, Mosaic, which is in the food crisis type arena. Everyone trades everything. Doesn't matter. You just trade behavior. So we're talking about everything. Everyone in the room trades different stuff. Seeker only trades Forex for some reason, but everybody else trades everything. Tip is not a legend. Tip is like staying the Bronx with his level of chokedom. But yeah, we talk about anything, man. It doesn't matter. And we're going to cover everything here in a second when I go over it. We're just going over war stories of people who left detailed journals of their trades and stuff they're dealing with in the marketplace right now. It's insightful for folks who are in here getting their balls cut off to see how people navigated and found good plays within the nightmare that is the market right now. So we'll do a couple more energy effects. War story, the new normal. Yeah. I haven't traded in a while. I've been zoning into Kaz's material, the old stuff, and the constant new supply coming out. Learning to trade in a high VIX environment is proving to be the new normal for myself. It is a new normal for everybody, really, and it's very fucking difficult. I in the 9 years I've been doing this, teaching people to trade in the markets, this is the worst fucking environment ever for anybody I've ever had to fucking like train. This is the shittiest fucking environment of all of it. Since 2013, this sucks. Like stocks are literally untradeable in shares. If you've got any kind of low resolution times, you just get wrecked overnight in the gaps. You know, you have to like learn derivatives like right off the fucking bat to protect yourself. Like that was never true. In any year I took people on, this is the worst fucking market environment to start. And like just sitting in 30s VIX is just like holy fuck. So no, and for you guys that are like pulling this off, you don't really realize that you don't probably have context. But like 14, 15, 16, 17, those are much, much more, stable marketplaces. Like liquidity is good. You think about it right now, since the top of crypto 2017, this is 2022. It's been 5 years, and you're in the third fucking crypto crash in 5 years. That's like ridiculously accelerated cycles if you think about how fucking close together these are. People haven't had like a year breather in between each one to fucking like catch their breath. And you keep come down in Bitcoin from 20,000 to like 3,000, and in 18 you come back down in COVID to 3,500, and you're coming down like a missile in 2022. And nobody's prepared for the speed of the cycle at all. This is definitely the most crazy fucking market for anybody who's new to come into and like think this is normal. This is not anything like I've seen since the internet bubble exploded. This is fucking nuts. To be a constant fucking like volatility like this, it's really crazy. All right, so sorry, whoops, what the fuck did I just do? Learning to trade the high VIX environment for myself, adapting to learning to trade in the high VIX environment is proving to be a new normal for myself. Adapting to the changing environment isn't easy, but makes me think of Goku training in 100x gravity. Seems to be worth it. With listening to Kaz's sentiment reads, I've been able to hedge my capital in USD, which is going up against GBP, which is my local currency. Then I have to be able to short some crypto asset whilst the market has been de-risking alpha and alpha. Huge respect to Kaz for all that he does, especially when he pulls me up on my bullshit. A brilliant mentor, teacher, educator, and friend. Yeah, I pretty much harass people. Huge respect to Director Vale for everything she does to make the stream so streamlined and dope visuals. For sure, for sure. Litecoin. People still trade Litecoin? No, I'm playing. Good stuff. And this is Moonbeam. I don't even know what the hell that is. Solana. Thorchain. And these are all inverted, right? These are shorts. So, badass. Nice depiction of your short as an inversion, too. So, 16 Rs, these are huge. 14 Rs, 16 Rs. 21 Rs, 11 Rs. And what's at the bottom? Celsius. Look at this motherfucker. He got the Celsius short. Good shit. Hadn't seen anybody put one of those up yet. Good stuff. Yes, I was watching Obi-Wan. Shut up. Get out of my stuff. That shit's cool. I like Obi-Wan. Don't be a hater. Alright, I think I'm going to stop there, and then I'll catch up on the next ones and the next thing. But I see some big-ass wins in here. This looks good. So, doesn't look like a bear market over here. I definitely like that. It shows a lot of people are converting to Intel. So, really great stuff, guys. Good to see you guys stay safe and hit pretty much every asset class while the fucking planet blows up. Catch Celsius, catch your ETH hedges. Multiple people are hedging their asset risk. That's so fucking intelligent, right? How cool is that? You learned that from a daytime market show. That's as good as it gets, right? That's why the fuck is Kathy Big Penis not told you I'm hedging downside risk in fucking like, the VIX? That woman doesn't even say the word fucking hedge. Do you ever notice? Like, she doesn't say any of that shit. She's just waving her dick around in everybody's face. NFT flips are smart as fuck, hedges to the downside. You guys did fucking amazing jobs. Those are fucking like very, very sick scorecards, coming out of just the viewers. Like, we didn't train past here. You guys are learning this stuff on the show, and I'm stunned to see it being executed. So he hedged his fucking currency exposure in dollars and fucking British pounds, and then played fucking the de-risk in ETH to hedge fucking assets, and then caught the fucking like explosion in Celsius. That's crazy as shit to have hit all of those. So that's fucking sick, man. Congrats, Energy. Really good stuff, man. And don't let it go to your fucking head. Because that's what happens next, right? So after your biggest winners comes your biggest losses. Like, definitely breathe, go smoke something. And, take a minute and make sure you come back with the same head that made that money. Good shit. That's I'm really proud of you guys. That's really cool ass scorecards coming out of the show. So the themes work, the intel works, and you guys can adapt it and use it. I think that's fucking awesome. All right, so we're at 850. Let's go take a look at macro sits. Let's see where the fuck stuff's at from the last time we were here. Just on this chart, this is DEX tools, and just looking at WETH, this doesn't look like bullish. I don't think anybody in the room would say, "Wow, that's really bullish, Kaz." Right? So that looks fucking terrible. Where is the chart I drew this on? USDT, is it this one? All right, so ouch. Oh, damn it, wrong one. Oh, fuck my life. Why is that logged out again? What the fuck? Swear to God, it's like harassment. Didn't I log in this shit 5 seconds ago? Fuck my life. March. Don't freeze, you piece of shit. One sec. Here it comes. So March 8th. Here we go. So OnlyFans. For everybody that sleeps on OnlyFans, because you don't get like 50 million posts a day, big opportunity cost. So OnlyFans, USDT, March 8th. Somebody brought up on the show, and what's happening in Ukraine and the VIX, we should probably have this guy on watch. A break above trigger and bull flag means crypto would be in serious risk of a rapid de-risking. This is March 8th, long before the Luna explosion, or Celsius. Higher the VIX goes, the tighter the correlation and risk assets gets. So if you crack 4.92 and bull flag north of this, get ready for crypto Armageddon, right? So how many people slept on that chart? Because that's this chart. And that was presented here on, let's put the vertical for that, on March 8th. So you had your warning for crypto and apocalypse back there. So let's look at what's happened since March 8th in a few assets. March 8th. That was your last, and we had exactly this breakdown, and we had the projection. Remember, we had this trajectory, and this is the entire wave down. So since about 40K on BTC, March 8th on this guy, back here like 2600, and he rallied it to like 3500 before he came down. So you had your USDT warning, and this guy is the tracking of the de-risk, right? Once he pumped out here, you're waiting for Armageddon. We track this bull flag, and you have your trigger for this. So now we're watching this like really exhausted kind of grind higher, and it really does look exhausted. As much as it's kind of staying up, it kind of feels pretty tired. But this is the trajectory you watch, and this is pretty vicious, right? He eviscerated this. This is what an expanding formation, right? He broke high and low, but so far he sustained the first bull flag in the channel. So that's your key. That's your major swing out of this thing. And now we kind of wait to see, does he sustain this trajectory? As long as he sustains this trajectory, you can kind of grind down. But this grinding down is something we were looking for in SPY, right? So what time frame do I want? 30 minutes. So remember we drew up this one, market update. We drew this guy up. What we thought we'd see in gap selling as a fractal of COVID selling in 2020 coming down in March. It looks kind of like the same level of institutional, blaster fucking gaps that kind of would run itself out. So if you got this kind of downward grinding trajectory, like bull flag formation after the third gap, you would get a rising channel like this against it in a de-risking index like this. So the SPY should look like the polar opposite now. Okay, well, we have to get the time frame right. This guy starts here June 13th. So June 13th would be in this gap, right? And so he fades this, holds gaps. And so this is like, it's not hitting gap exactly into my spot, to my projection. But I could probably adjust for this, one sec. So we'll just move everything up to where he really did gap. He gapped here now. and our projection was trying to, he either did this or he went into a grind. And we're looking for a rotation out of it being fatigued like that. Damn it. Sorry, one sec. Right. So where are we at today? He's sitting in here. And if we look at it to our, what the fuck is it? We look at it over here, right? It can be a few sessions for him to pull the rotation off. So he has to get over 3. That's where it's kind of safer. Or give us a wave structure and clear one of them and give us something to work with. So today is kind of like inside the range. We have to wait to see what he does. And Powell, is he talking yet? Has he said anything fucking stupid? I don't know. So within this, a correction out of this would allow Bitcoin, ETH, and other risk assets to recoil out of that downward trajectory. So I think that's kind of like, that's like what I think. If it follows a fractal, we should get a squeeze coming out of this someplace kind of close to this. DXY should mirror this. So DXY should be in a position to correct a little bit back if USDT is gonna USDT.D is gonna correct back. So this right here we pay attention to, that he broke up as a 2B. He created this channel. That's the same thing we're looking at inside USD.T. In the index it broke down. So if this recoils and goes down again, then we have a chance for that USDT.D to break down and allow us to rotation on spot. So we're, for today, this is the other chart. So this was the projection, just a singular projection for that session, and we looked at it. This was the FOMC day. Didn't make it to sustain this. So that the other chart's the other over here, but we're looking at this now. So over here with this like new projection, you're pretty much just like, like I said, really watching what he does now here. If there's going to be a squeeze, it's going to come out of the depths of hell out of something like that and just be really sharp and vicious when it unwinds it. Otherwise, he can follow this and he can keep on sliding like we saw for a few sessions to fill this in the way it was in the fractal we see here back in time. It's multi-sessions. He still bleeds even when it's gone 3 mega gaps. So if he does follow this, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 4 sessions, up to another fucking week it did it, where it just grinded down. So it wasn't like immediately boom. So you'll see it, it'll get outside this, it'll rotate. But yeah, that covers him. And then let's see. ETH, we'll just pull up ETH for ETH's sake. So we're looking at ETH. This was a range I thought was pretty important that he's in. So ETH right now, if you back up from this, let's see. To give you something to watch really carefully on ETH. Where's my, that's not right. I think it's this chart. Oh, god damn it. Maybe not that chart. This chart? Yeah, this guy, that level. Alright. So this range I showed you right here. So ETH is basically hanging on by a thread by this range. Just like I showed you a minute of the USD.D, this range right here, this 983 level. If he breaks this base shockwave and BTC really lets go of like troll party, this thing's going into like the lower hundreds. So this is kind of the key area with what we're looking at with USDT.D. If he's going to collapse that rising channel and we're going to get a breather and DXY is going to pull back, then we're looking at this is the key range right now for ETH. So this is like right now, like pay attention level range right now. We go through this, things get far fucking bloodier on the way down. But if there's a bounceable spot and the market's a little exhausted crypto wise, this range sitting here kind of seems like the only thing you got left, because there's nothing really under it. If it buckles through this, you end up falling into like, just triple digits pure. So definitely pay attention to this today. I think is worth watching. Looking at NFTs today, do you see fucking like panic to get cash back out? some people are definitely not happy about where the prices are, but you've shaken out a lot of the weaker hands, and these guys are still adjusting higher, some cases, on their ETH floors. So I definitely think that's worth paying attention to, because when it's really full, like ready to sell your fucking mother out the building, these guys will be going down in ETH with ETH going down in dollars, and it'll be like losses on losses. So for now, there's like a stay of execution in here. Some of these things have been absorbed by people that consider what they see to be discounts on what we've seen all year. And then again, like I said, if you're playing that game, paying attention to this guy if he has a continuation move is paramount. If you're going to play like these liquid assets, you have to have a hedge. You can't sit there and just eat that correction in your face. It'll kill you. So DXY we talked about. I don't think we. So this is Japanese yen. Look at that, fucking Leon, epic move. BOJ is taking steps. I think took steps last night to kind of like basically shore up the strengthening of the yen. They want to do nothing but preserve yen weakness. That's worth paying attention to, because the whole world's like basically trying to fight inflation, and that's detrimental to an export nation that requires like a weak currency to export. Everyone is basically strengthening their currencies and unwinding debts from Japan, so they create deflationary pressure in Japan as people basically take risk off the table and put the risk onto the BOJ to support their currency. So interesting pressures right now with this guy being up where he is, but this is pretty ridiculous. If anybody's played this, you probably want to pay attention for maybe a larger scale corrective structure in this guy to get another continuation in it. Given that Japan has just gotten out of deflation itself after 30 years, they're not trying to go back there. So definitely worth paying attention to this bull flag of Japan on bigger reses. Let's do something better than that. I believe we have a full Japan chart anyway. Yeah, this guy. It's still not it though. There he is. Yeah, I had him. Fucking Leon. It's alright, right. This is what we had for him. So there's something worth paying attention to when you look at like just overall structure of markets. Like Japan has a pretty interesting structure. Like I said, they came out of a 30-year deflationary phase, and this guy's still pretty bullish. He's tested the top of his old range. Definitely think Japan is worth keeping on your radar. If there's anything that recovers out of this deflationary bust, this guy is in a place on a macro that looks pretty fascinating. So that's VIX things. Let's check VIX lower res. So what's our VIX doing? Dicking off in deadly zones. So this bull flag dump to the trigger, recoil, sitting here. You pay attention to this again. 35.20 is a danger zone. If you're going to get an absolute fucking like apocalyptic de-risk from where we are right now, it's going to probably be the bar going through this shit. Will probably light everything on fire. So for now, if we stall here a little bit, you have a stay of execution. But like I said, not many structures look too bullish. ETH doesn't look bullish. He's in a range that I care about, but allow like risk assets to really rotate some of these downward bleeds before you guess bottoms. It's a deadly idea to guess bottoms with the VIX in crazy ass territory like this. I think that's about all we want to cover on that. So that's wordy enough. You guys get all that? Today's also Opex, so it's quad witching, so expirations of 4 different types of futures right now. So that's worth options on futures, options on indexes. So it's going to be likely a volatile day too. I don't know. Did anybody get an idea what Powell fucking said? Well, you're watching the show. You better not know. VIX popping wood. What right now? Did Powell say anything crazy? Because I have no idea. I'm curious about that. So VIX is a little bit up right now, pre-market, turning up a little bit different than probably what we looked at. So S&P is going to have like a flat open from yesterday. So he's still just in that channel we drew. I'll take some of your symbols and then I'll have to get out of here and let you guys go. Whoops, wrong thing. 9:05. Okay, I actually got ahead of time on that. No market Monday. Good point also. So it's a 3-day weekend. That's also something to pay attention to. And depending how we really fit, what tone we set with the stock market, if it's like really negative today going through the weekend, that might make for a very long crypto weekend. Panther says it was mainly about USD strength relating to other currencies and crypto. Nothing crazy said. Okay, cool. All right, let's see. Justin Manchester says Kramer just said everyone sick of crypto. So he's pointing out 10 days down on BTC, everyone's sick of crypto. You're in a place for a technical balance, but you need the structure for it. Like I said, don't guess bottoms in this stuff. You know, if that range holds and ETH and it rotates, you'll see it, and you probably see something in stocks too. If there's going to be a bit of a breather into the weekend. But yeah, you know, you should be at like, you know, DEFCON like, you know, 3 or 4, because that shit's definitely in critical condition, and there's just a lot of idiots in the market that at some point, you know, will have to pay the piper. Sailor said nobody lost money after holding BTC for 4 years. Yeah, you should watch the night show. We covered that. We actually covered that clip. It was pretty hilarious. Sailor just made up whatever rationale. Does anybody in here use a 4-year fucking moving average? Have you? Have you ever used a 4-year moving average? Like literally, Jesus fucking Christ! Don't listen. Don't listen to that shit. You'll go blind. If that made sense. U.S. digital dollar. I think that's worth fucking learning more about. So I would like to know what he said about the U.S. digital dollar. All right, so let's go check out some of what you said. TLT SAFMO. That doesn't look like TLT. So like we talked about, yields have been going kind of crazy. This is TLT. This is 20-year Treasury bond ETF. We kind of track this to kind of watch what's going on in markets. So we've drawn this in a while ago and said, you know, he looked ridiculous. This lower side projection, don't, you know, even though it's in it, don't make it like, make you think anything like it's an amazing level to like trade off of. This is just kind of trying to get a projection of the crash cycle as a bull flag and like just a trajectory based on a parallel. So it's not like, you know, perfect science here. What is interesting is like the levels he's under, like major levels from 16 and 18 lows, and if it's going to be like a 2B of these levels, a stop run of these levels and a recoil, it's worth paying attention to. So, you know, all you have really is this guy's low right here, right? From what would be this bull flag. If you can come across and sustain it, it's at least a bounceable level for TLT to rally from if he stays above it. This steep in a de-risk as he's been, not de-risk, just a sell-off that TLT's been in here. This is at least a decent technical level for a recoil in what he's doing now. And so that's pretty solid. Gap down and gap back up, and pretty much we call like an island bottom, where it double gaps from the range. So you have a pretty clear line in the fucking sand, you know, as far as like where you want to play, you know, north and south of this. So that, yeah, that's about all I can tell you about that. SAFM is consumer non-durables, Sanderson Farms, food and meat. Okay. You guys see all those dead cows in Texas? Like thousands of cows all dead overnight. Look pretty fucking sus. So you guys have asked this before, and this is, I guess, where we last left off. We had a bull flag sitting over a double top across multiple years, and it sustained the high of the system, which we say is a very bullish thing. And he just rotated since we saw it. So as he's pushed out here, and you have like an impulse like this, the general thing is to FOMO, you know, this, and eat a corrective structure, and then have it leave you again. So in general, once things are in motion like this, give it a chance to give you something. Doesn't have to be this big, but give you something to make a plan around, you know, once he's in motion like this, if he's going to continue. Where the fuck is the color thing at? Oh, there it is. So you're probably waiting for something like that if you want to try and find your way. It could be higher, you know, could not be this big, but you want something. He's just a bar up right now, so it's a little crazy. ORTXHO. O. This is a REIT, I think. REITs right now. So when you have like, you know, cash flow real estate, let me see what these are. This is to a cash flow real estate, right? When the Fed's in a period of like jacking up yields and increasing risk, right? You make money in these things by like your cash flow, your yield on your investment. You buy a house for $100,000, it pays you $10,000. You make 10% a year on it. If you understand anything about this, right? There's a certain spread between the risk-free rate in the country and A, B, and C class tier real estate. So let's just say that your A tier property, right, doesn't pay the kind of cash flow that like C does. Junk bonds pay higher yields, but you don't get real good price appreciation in C class properties, right? If you buy the hood, you get paid real high yields on hood rentals. But when you buy like a really expensive home, your rental income doesn't adjust linearly with the price of the home. You get much lower yields, but you get the alpha in the house when the real estate booms. So that's kind of like the differentials of like A versus C. And you consider B like your working class people, which is like superior rental property. When you have like, let's say your C class property is paying you 10 and your A class property is paying you 7, and the risk free rate in the country is, let's say 1, your spread between risk free and A is 6. If the Fed says, well, we're going to change the risk free rate from 1 to 3, and you're going to maintain that spread and still need to be 6, right? Your A tier property is going to need to go up also to account for it, go up 2 points to 9. Well, the only way that happens if rental rates don't come down is that the price of the asset comes down to jack up the yield. So when the Fed, like I said, withdraws risk from the system, people dump assets to demand higher rates of return to account for the increased risk. That's the shortest version I can do and not confuse the shit out of everybody watching this. So basically in REIT, which is a pool of rental properties, the risk-free rate is crushing the spread for the given risk of the REIT. So that puts downside pressure on the REIT to adjust yields up to compensate from the rising floor of the risk-free rate. In other words, it's a very bad environment to buy these guys until they adjust to the new level of risk in the system. So when you have stable rates or falling, and you have rising rental pressures, you have it's a good idea to be in REITs. They give you returns that the low ass on the ground risk free rate doesn't provide, and savings in the banks. But now that you're getting money in the bank, basically it would pull capital out of REITs to say, well, I can get like no risk and higher pay here, or you pay me more. So downside pressure on REITs while you kind of have a rate rising cycle is not really the place to be. Did that make sense? I feel like that was too damn much. Did you guys get that? I don't like it when everyone stops talking. That usually means like fucking paralysis. Anyways. Oh, not so good at this minute. I'll just fucking leave it there. Where did I lost my list of stuff? O RTX HODRV. OHO. This is Euronext fails electronic technology. No idea what exactly that is. He looks pretty bullish, Like he's fucking rotated some big ass flag and spiked that high. You'd watch him on this stuff. And if you could rotate this, probably be a little safer to let him stabilize above here the way he's kind of come up at this point. Or if you're going to play this rotation out, be nimble with it on the pullback to see where he rotates from. But he's probably more stable above all this shit. RTX, we had a trigger here for him. He flagged, and he's collapsed through it. So right now you have to redraw this. He didn't make a new low, so this bull flag is actually still true. Until he takes this low out, he's got back through the trigger. Triggers a line in the sand. Probably not worth fucking with while the market's doing what it is until the market stabilizes and he actually gets back to his trigger. Defense is kind of like its own world, outside of risk assets a little bit like oil, because it's directly tied to the fundamental situation that's going on over in Europe. And we know that France is taking a war stance. They're going to start producing the howitzer again, and basically put the country in a war footing. So if that's an indication of where the rest of NATO is going, defense still stays on your radar. These guys are definitely relatively strong. What the market is doing right now, they're not coming down like the rest of it because they definitely have like a fundamental tailwind. Lockheed is definitely an underperformer, but like Northrop Grumman is one of your stronger guys, and then Boeing's in there, but he's absolutely dog shit. So your strong guys like Northrop right now, and your number 2 guy is probably RTX. 9:15. All right, almost done. I did USD JPY earlier. EVZ, Tesla, DRV. DRV. What the hell is this? Is somebody asking this fucking triple X leverage shit again? You fucking crackhead. Who is this? So, I guess we drew this the other day. You did ask me this the other day. So we were under this shit. Bull flag structure here. If he can structure it, he can push again. This is daily real estate bearish index. So, trigger above this. Float, got bull flag. He rotates this guy. You pay attention to it. Man, how did I keep forgetting this Tesla? Tesla, we showed you guys under 800, this bear flag that was part of the dead cat, right? That he rotated off of. Worth paying attention to him. If he keeps pressing down here with the market, he can press right to the floor. So if we're not rotating out of this, you watch Tesla right now to press deeper into the range down to this trigger. This is the potential low end target. If he breaks down here, is to go to 565 and still be within this structure that put him into the all-time high. So he can kind of go as deep as he wants this and still basically think about the grandma shockwave of BTC, like that caught the May 19th, 2021 dump. It's kind of the same thing. This is a big fucking base to break out in a single shot. So coming down this speed, which is a place he definitely has a better chance than anything to stall and stabilize for a second. It'd probably be at the base of the shockwave if he gets there. So that's Tesla EWZ. Is Brazil right? Alright, so Brazil's market's not going to look a whole lot better than the U.S. market. If anything, slightly weaker. I know he's a BRICS nation, but Brazil has other fucking problems beyond, just not being on our side of the equation. So let's look at something. SPY. Alright, so he looks like the U.S. just but worse. We look at this low here. That's not even on the map for, what am I on? 3 hours? Yeah, this moves, when you look at this and you see January 2nd, there is Brazil is an oil producing nation and the oil rally is embedded in this. This de-risking though from March down, that pretty much hit every asset class and obviously hit Brazil, as hard if not hard. Let's look at it for comparison's sake. They're down worse than the United States, oil or not. So they're underperformer with the U.S. going down. Best of breed indexes worldwide is definitely always going to be the U.S. right now, in most cases. So this guy has maybe a chance of a technical bounce here. I think it looks like shit. I think I just played something that wasn't this. That's my analysis. That thing's just shit. I did JPY, did all your stocks. Euro, GBP, TRX, USDT. All right. Euro, GBP. Oh, we had this guy a while ago. So it was crazy box range from however long ago we drew this shit. It's kind of like a chop shop. Euro bouncing on this right now while there's a bit of pressure on the USD, GBP USD that we heard mentioned by Energy. This guy's been kind of parabolic down, but he's worth paying attention to also. If he bounces on this and he does actually continue to play out this rotation on this gigantic fucking bull flag he's got, right? We had the projection he could come down, but now if he manages to rotate back up and the DXY takes any kind of a break, there's a good chance that he puts pressure back on, Euro also. So this guy is kind of looking like a bear flag off the bottom. Can he follow this trajectory higher and go in there? Totally. But if he rotates out of this, I'd pay attention to him and see if he can punch out of here and actually rotate down finally out of that range. To be honest with you, when I back up and look at it though, now I look at this, actually, that's just a giant bull flag. And this is a consolidation in the mid-range. That's actually more bullish to Euro than anything. Euro, GBP. Let's get something else. I need some more data on this guy. Honestly, that looks like kind of more bullish to Euro, doesn't it? Now look at that there. Let's see. bullshit, bigger bullshit, more bullshit. But the reality is that guy's making a full flag here. So if you actually rotate that, so I think this is more in line, I think, in what he's doing. So if you can actually rotate this full flag and come back up here, I'm going to make this his trigger, even though he's wicked a few times. If you were to pull off, like getting back up here, probably fuck move there and then come back up and leave. Some shit like that. You could do some nonsense like this. Fool people into it off this break right here, go down, come back up, and then this is probably the better play, and then fucking screw everybody on the way out. But that looks actually pretty bullish, so I think that's actually a better projection. Now I took a lot of fucking time for that, so it's 922, so that's probably going to wrap it. TRX, I have to put some crypto in here, so I'll do TRX USDT. So I don't have anything much on Tron. This guy has fucking sus news around him. We had this trigger back in the days. Not much else going on here. Probably a line in the sand with that guy. But from what I heard about this guy and his stablecoin issues, this probably is not the thing to go near. It's like got heavy news flow coming at it. Matic, I know they got some big ass investment. This is Matic. We drew up a long time ago. So this corrector structure got crazy and it never stopped getting crazy. It's still this part of the correction, right? Just how deep does it go? And it's way the fuck down there. You're looking for the same thing on Litecoin, right? This isn't going to rotate without, like, basically Litecoin. All of them are going to correlate in the rotation. So you're watching all those guys come down right now. Set just the same. And then your last symbol was Algo.eth. That looks like shit, to be honest. So we had Atom ETH that we were watching, and these guys are correlated as a basket. So there's Atom ETH on the base range that we talked about. So don't take your eyes off this. I'm sure everybody did, but it's in an interesting place here where it's in a triple bottom on the base of the rotation of its bull flag. And so Algo ETH is going to probably correlate. If ETH itself weakens basket wide, you probably get Algo ETH to bounce with this and rotate this insanely ugly fucking structure it's doing. But nonetheless, as ugly as it is a bull flag. So if there is a basket move against ETH, which there could be because there's pressure in NFTs, which would weaken, there's, reduced obviously traffic, OpenSea volumes, everything's dead. There's a lot of less network traffic on ETH. ETH itself could suffer against a couple other assets, and if that's the case, you may have like ETH dominance pull back and allow some of these guys to rotate out of these structures. So for right now, I think like you look at this, I know this is kind of like a sheet on an angle, but just to show you the shape, you kind of have like this situation down bottom, right? Let's draw this properly. I say you're kind of watching a potential to rotate there, and if Atom is an indication, Atom ETH bounces, then you have like a chance for rotation here. This is a trigger on Atom ETH, so if you rotate up enough and ETH weakens relatively, this may actually present like a basket move and a couple things against ETH. All right, that's it, motherfuckers. Jesus Christ, that was a lot of stuff. You guys get all that? Sorry about that. Took you to the brink. Wanted to get some war stories in. So market's dangerous. Hopefully you guys have enough intel to make your plans and where you are. Remember, people don't chase every single thing I say. If you're focused on fucking ETH, focus on ETH. You're focused on SPYs, focus on SPYs. Don't get caught up in looking at every single thing you saw on the shelf. It doesn't pertain. People who ask about algo, if you've not been looking at that and it's not on your radar, don't jump FOMO to it. That causes you to make mistakes in the things you were going to play and the things that you chase down. Focus on less is more. Don't trade fucking goddamn 5-second charts on 24-hour crypto. Whoever that was. Who was that? Crossman. The rest of you. Stay safe. I'll see you guys after the weekend. Peace out.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome